Salutations, family, and welcome back to the Electric Leaf, where it is my goal to assist you in nourishing your mind, your body, and your chakras. So today, this video is for you if you have ever been on a twin flame journey, or if you are struggling. I think that is the main group that I want to reach. Those who are struggling and feeling alone in their twin flame connection or on their twin flame journey, because the funny thing about most twin flame connections is that there is no connection at all. And so we find connection in the loneliness of watching readings and connecting with other people who are in separation, as we call it. But when I first began this level of my spiritual journey, I was brought to it by way of a twin flame journey because, it started off with me, my spiritual journey, let's be specific. My spiritual journey started off with me questioning my career, my place in society, my world, my role in the world, and trying to understand like the parts of myself that I wasn't at peace with anymore. And discovering Dr. Sebi by accident when I was binge watching Dr. Miles Monroe videos, and just unable to unhear what I had heard, And so then when Dr. Sebi died, before Dr. Sebi died, the universe sent someone into my life that was displaying back to me twin flame energy. And the funny thing about it is, though, was that the funny thing about this twin flame journey was that I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what the connection was. I had never been in a healthy connection. And, but anyway, retrospectively, I can see that my twin flame journey began way long before I ever knew what the term twin flame was, So retrospectively speaking, right before I got on the journey of understanding a twin flame and understanding that I was going through an awakening, I didn't understand that I was going through an awakening. I just knew that my life was changing drastically, big time. I was in a very bad connection, a very unhealthy synergy. Let's call it synergy, because it's never completely someone else's fault, even if all you're doing is staying and allowing, okay? That's toxic femininity. So, I was in this relationship with a toxic masculine doing toxic feminine things. And our last interaction was when my ancestors got involved, like big time. My ancestors got involved. They were not playing that game anymore. They were not going to allow the connection to stay connected anymore. And so they took me through this physical experience that is very difficult to explain without sounding absurd. But a lot of people who are on spiritual journeys, it's like, wow, to y'all, you really understand and get what I'm saying. But this man was in my apartment. I started smelling things like burning, but it wasn't anything burning, and it was deeper than a burn smell. It wasn't just burning. It was just something else. And I couldn't put my finger on it, but it stirred me on the inside. It stirred my spirit. Then it started to look like I was submerged in water, like the whole house my whole home was underwater, that's what it started to feel like. And everything that this man said was just like, womp, 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 womp. And I'm just sitting there like, what is happening? Oh my gosh, what is happening? I'm walking around my apartment looking for something. Like, is an incense tipped over? Is a candle tipped over? What is that? Anyway, I ended up being able to see through his pocket. I'm looking through his pocket and I'm telling him what I'm seeing, and he's laughing like everything is so funny, and I'm just going through all this. I'm just completely overly stimulated. Didn't know what was going on, didn't know what was happening. Now, mind you, by this time, I'm already going through some changes, some psychological changes, and I'm already starting to see the world a little bit differently, starting to see myself a little bit differently, starting to see things a little bit more magically, the way that I'm supposed to, in that vibration of actually believing in miracles because I'm experiencing miracles. Yeah. But I still didn't know that it was called a spiritual awakening or a spiritual journey, and I still didn't know that I was on a twin flame journey, or that I had been on a twin flame journey and didn't realize it. So I'm telling this man, I see this. I see what's in your pocket. You might want to look at your phone. All that hee ha ha. It goes from that to, oh my gosh, she did see. So now I'm looking at him like, tell me I didn't see what I saw. I dare you. I will hurt you. You know, and so I jumped over all my furniture like a gazelle, okay? A gazelle. Mind you, I was that big, all right? Because at that time, I was eating off of Dr. Sabi's list, like to the T. I had just found Dr. Sabi, so I'm just eating off of his list to the T, you know, and I was tiny. And the guy that I was dating was like 6'5", over 200 pounds, well over 200 pounds. I don't know who I thought I was jumping at. But anyway, when I did jump over there, he was laughing at me. Laughing. And he was telling me that, look at you. Look at you. You ain't never gonna change. You ain't never gonna be different. And this is all after he had stood me up. That's like a super big, huge trigger for me, you know. All after he has stood me up, all after I'm doing my toxic femininity thing, like, oh, it's okay, you know, just tell me your lies and I'll be okay. Just love me good and lie to me, you know. So I'm standing there and he's telling me these things, laughing, trying to curse me. Got to keep that in mind, what a curse truly is. It's not cuss words, but it's lying to someone, casting a spell of lies over someone so that they actually believe something that's not true about themselves. You're never going to change. You're never going to be different. You're always going to be the same. And as he's saying this, I'm seeing my reflection in his eyes. Like I'm seeing me. I saw nothing else but me. Like a mirrored image, double of me, back at me. I'm looking at me, not him. I see his mouth smiling like the Cheshire cat. But the world, the universe, God had blocked him out. He was completely blacked out. And all I could see was me and this creepy grin. When I saw my angry face staring at me, I was disturbed. And I'm hearing the lies of I'll never be the same. Look at me. Look at you. Look at you. You ain't never going to change. You ain't never going to be different. You ain't never going to be better than who you are. You always going to be this way. And I'm looking at me. And in that instant, the spell was broken. Like, done. Like, that's the truth. I'm never going to be better than what I am. I'm never going to be different. I'm never going to change if I stay in this connection. I'm always going to be less than who I could be, because this is who I'm creating with. This is the alchemist that I'm working with. Our synergy is toxic. It'll never be anything better. He could probably be better with somebody else, and I know I'm better with somebody else, but it could never be better. So seeing myself in that space was truly, truly the beginning of the awakening process of my twin flame journey. Because after that spell was broken, I'm talking about the relationship was bad. I'm talking about Child was saying it was bad. Mama was saying it was bad. Auntie saying it was bad. All my friends had said it was bad to the point where they just cut me off and quit talking to me. Like, I'm tired of you talking about that boy. He ain't even all that, honey. Leave him alone, you know. But I was under a spell. A self-imposed spell. Let's remember that. I had let him have all my power. That's toxic femininity. All right? And so then I go, because I'm spiritual now, and I understand that I can manifest. I've watched The Secret, so I understand. So I go outside on the balcony. I hold my hands open. I'm like, all right, God, the spell is broken. I am better now. You know, I've let this relationship go. I've let this go. And I'm ready now. I'm ready for my love. Send me my love, and I'll tell you who he is. And I write all this stuff down on paper. I'm talking about how black he need to be, how tall he need to be. I'm talking about how vegan he needs to be. You know, how entrepreneur-ish he needs to be. And what would you know? This man come walking through my front door. I didn't even have to leave and go nowhere. That's how the universe worked it for me. And the connection was amazing. It was the bomb. And because the connection was so amazing, I go Googling it up like, this connection is unreal. What is this? And that's how I came to discover twin flame, that term. And I'm like, wow, this is what it's got to be. What is a twin flame? I don't know what that is. You know, so I'm on my mission, on my journey, trying to figure out what is a twin flame. You know, something strange about the birthday. It's something strange, you know, could be an age gap, should be a differences in religious backgrounds. You know, it's just all this adversity but the love is just so strong and powerful that it brings you together. Okay. So, again, my ancestors come getting involved in this. And at this point, I'm just completely just done with my ancestors. I'm not even listening to them. My ancestors have sent me warning after warning, telling me, hey, don't do this, this is not the one. They are literally lining me up to see him out in the world, out living his life. I'm not talking about a dream. I'm talking about physically, I'm driving to places, avoiding things. I'm thinking I'm avoiding things, but running straight into him. And he would never see me, but I would always see him, and he would always be doing something that didn't match the vibration when we would be together. So anyway, my ancestors finally gave me an outer body experience. One of my subbies put me on game on what that actually is. So I didn't know, but I've been having them. So I had an outer body experience where my ancestors talked to me and told me, no, not him. And I'm like, but why? You know, the connection is so amazing. The tiniest little thing happened, and ding, the whole relationship fell apart. It was never for me. It was never for me, right? And my ancestors were just looking like, we tried to tell you, sis, but you ain't want to listen. So if you hear, we hear, you know. But that also, and also when I went back and looked at that list, I saw that I left the main ingredient out, which was love. Love, just pure, plain, and simple love. That was nowhere on that list. When I looked at that petition and I saw that how superficial it was, like, oh, he gotta look like this, be like that, talk like that, eat this. What? Some of the most toxic individuals that I have met have been alkaline vegans, let alone just vegan, you know what I mean? So I had to let go of that belief system, you know, like, no, love is more important than anything. But again, I was able to see myself because I was avoiding parts of myself, and so that's what my relationship was reflecting back to me. I literally didn't get that. On to my next relationship, right? Where this guy is almost the same as the last guy. And I'm like, yes, this is the one. This is it. This is actually the twin flame. The last one had to have been just a catalyst or a false twin and blah, blah, blah. Okay. So again, I'm in a relationship. Now this is even deeper. This guy's telling me that I'm not God, but he's God. I'm like, wait a minute now, how that work? I'm the earth. Oh, I'm the earth. Okay. So the relationship's getting so toxic at this point, and I'm doing my toxic femininity thing, staying and receiving BS. And I'm talking to my brother, and my brother was like, whoa, sis, whoa. Yo, if he gonna be God, man, and you gonna be the earth in his eyes, that's fine. But he need to be loving you as God so loved the earth. And I'm sitting there like, oh my gosh, brother, like, bing, light bulb went off, I'm like, right. But I'm treating myself as if I'm less than God, so that's what I'm receiving. I know that God lives within me. Why would I ever accept anything less? Why would I accept a connection where I have to agree that I am less than what I say I am, when the only thing that I am is what I say I am? So there again, who's reflected back to me? Me. And so after all that heartache, I realized that, and after being separated from these people that I thought were these serious, great, strong, beautiful connections that really wasn't. It was just that I needed those connections. I manifested those connections so that I could see myself again, and so that I could further dive into the connection with the divine, with the creator, and understand me and see me. Okay? And so I think that is one of the major things that we miss while we're on our twin flame journey, is that it's so much greater than a connection with another human being. It's so much greater than a 3D connection. Because these people, they were soulmates for sure, because they helped me to evolve. I went to a whole different level after knowing those people. But the point is, the solution to feeling lonely, the remedy for feeling lonely on a twin flame journey, is to recognize yourself, is to see yourself, is to respect the God in you. Because the real understanding was that I have never left me. God has never left me. She has always been there. Who wiped all my tears? Who got me up out of the bed? Who got me dressed? Who washed me, bathed me, put me in the bed and put the cover on top of me? Who held me all night long when I cried? Who woke me up in the morning and blessed my mind with new words so that I could get up and go about my life? Who told me it was okay to cry and listen to every word I said in my head or out loud? Who accepted me and received me? It was me. Because through that brokenness, I was shown that my eternal flame that lives within me was being reflected back to me over and over and over and over again. And it wasn't until I accepted God, truly accepted God, by accepting me and accepting the circumstances and being an observer and vibrating and reflecting love in spite of the circumstances and the conditions outside of me. It wasn't until then that I started to understand that my twin flame journey was truly a journey back to me, a journey of getting to know God, a journey of overcoming codependency, a journey of overcoming abandonment. And that is something that a lot of twin flames have in common, is that codependency and abandonment, and giving all our power over away to a connection that doesn't want us. I mean, because now I don't have any relationships in my life where someone is running from me, because I'm not running from myself. All my connections feel loving, super loving, because I am super in love with myself. It's different. It's just completely different. And it's because I'm receiving what I'm giving to me. I manifested relationships that I was being ignored because I was ignoring myself. I manifested relationships that were toxic because I was being toxic in my own energy. And wanted to say, I haven't done anything wrong. All I've done was love someone. All I did was love them and treat them kindly and blah, 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 blah. But when was I loving me? When had I loved me? When? And that's so important for us to remember. Like, love yourself. Love you first. Love you first. Because whatever you do to you is what you're going to attract. That's what the outside world is going to do to you. So look at your life patterns and cycles and see what is it that I'm actually manifesting. And don't blame, don't point your fingers. Look at self, because the more you pull back the blame, the more you pull back the power. All right? So anyway, I hope that this has been helpful to those of you who are on a twin flame journey and you feel alone on it, all right? So it's an important part of your spiritual journey. It truly is. Look, I'm trying to block the sun. I can't really. It's meant. Because you see, God wants you to see this is about us. This is about us. I feel you, Spirit. I feel you. I got you. I got the symbolism. I got you, darling, because you always with me. Always rocking with me. All right. That's what it is then. You see? Oh! This ain't never happened in none of my videos when I'm driving in the car. Okay. So anyway, family, if y'all made it all the way here, please put like a sun emoji with a fire emoji. Anyway, I love y'all. Until next time, do well on your twin flame journey. You got this. Continue to vibrate love. Vibrate well.